So law school has been easy so far. It's been easy. Oh boy. What a good time. It's the Unabomber look. It was a funny joke in Dexter. Dexter's like, I asked Miguel to dress inconspicuously. Why is he looking like the Unabomber? King, let us finish the song. There's 6 seconds left. You know what? You're right. For you, I'll let it run. And that's the song. That's the song. Thank you. Nizer Bees for the 21 months. Key Bearer for the 21. A-Fave for the 19. Serena for the 20. Damn, you guys love that song, huh? Lexi for the 19. Ali for the 21. Anita Butita, one of my favorite names to say, 18 months. T. Pillsbury for the 20 months, one of my least favorite names to say, I'm kidding. Gina for the 20 months. Hello. You missed Gives You Hell by the All-American Rejects. Which is funny, because, like, my girlfriend's America. Do you guys get it? Are we ready for a new Sabrina album tomorrow? Sorry, I'm a raging feminist. And I don't stand by whatever Sabrina's got going on. I'm kidding. I've already talked about why that pisses me off, right? The Sabrina criticism. Everyone liked her, like, shtick last time, and then she just did what she did again, and now it's like, what? She's doing this for the male gaze. Like, it's, guys, it's fine. Now, all of a sudden, you're pro-women. Yeah, after the podcast, the Reality Kingdom had an open discussion with me about that kind of thing. And I think it's time for me to change my ways. Where's Mike? You're such an asshole, Katie. You show up to work, your boss walks by, and you go, huh, where's my employee? Where are they? Isn't it? It starts now, right? We're supposed to clock in? Huh. Your boss? What do you think I am, Katie? Think I'm a peer?
3 days of law school really changes someone. Wow.
Cowboy up. Thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate it. Katie is the boss. I will say, like, if we were a monarchy, Katie would be, like, the power behind the throne. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, like, I'm the king, I suppose, but all of, like, the realistic concerns go through Katie. Can I be the jester? No, Mike's the jester. And Ned's the chef. The hand of the king? Yeah, very Otto Hightower, Katie. So, I was supposed to wash my face before stream, and I was like, I'll wear these glasses as a bit instead. It's way too dark. So, this is what we're going to get. What is this? Oh. Well, anyways, howdy, everybody. I'll talk about law school for a bit. We'll talk about Big Brother for a while. Is Keanu talking to himself in the gym or someone?
Kelly. Even worse.
Keanu and Kelly are cooking? Wait, guys, I have to end stream. Let me watch this conversation. This seems vital to the future of BB27. Who is Littlefinger and Varys in this scenario? That's interesting. Huh. Littlefinger and Varys in this chat. Joseph Rodriguez is Littlefinger. That's easy. Varys is tougher. If anyone wants to out themselves as bald, you may. And I'll consider you. One thing I can guarantee is that Keanu and Kelly are not cooking. Like,
Another not cooking duo.
Vince and Lauren. Does the Swift and Kelsey news ruin the Chiefs season? I mean, people were right. Taylor Swift did ruin the NFL. So now she's trying to ruin Travis Kelsey. The second that Taylor and Travis got together, his production dropped. Is that because he's a 37-year-old tight end? Perhaps. More likely, Taylor's doing something wrong. But, okay, let's talk about law school. Woohoo! So, Monday and Tuesday were orientation. Today was the first day of classes. I had a lot of classes today. 8:30 till about 3:30 of just back to back to back. And let me tell you my expectations about law school. Was it exactly what I expected? Kind of. So law school, I believe, if I'm a good student and do all my work, will be significantly more work than I expected, but I think it'll be much less stressful than I anticipated. And these seem like different things. There seems to be a dichotomy at play. Well, let me explain said dichotomy. Um, there's a lot of reading, there's a lot of note taking. That's kind of it. All of the stress is extremely concentrated towards finals because the final determines all of your grades. You have assignments throughout the semester or like quizzes, or most of them don't even have midterms, and when they do, they count for extremely little. So you're going to have like a big workload all the time, but none of it really matters till the end. I graduated law school in May, and now I work at a law library. You've got this. A lot of work, but worth it. Cool, Lauren. Love that. Has anyone in your class recognized you? Okay, let's talk about this. Because yes, to be clear. And look, if there's ever a fellow law student in stream, please reveal yourself. Because I was talking to America. How open can I be about law school? Can I be like, this professor sucks? Because then, are people watching? I don't know. But during commencement, orientation really, they just had like us all in an assembly. There's like 200 of us, and they have the different speakers. And the speaker did that thing that is like, this class is comprised of 53% men, 47% women, and spanning 80 states. That seems unlikely. And 4 countries or something, right? We have a neurosurgeon. We have a former breaking news reporter, a Division I athlete, whatever. And then they go, and someone who competed on the CBS reality show Big Brother.
You're wearing the glasses that you just had on in the back.
I'm wearing my my comic shirt. My comic shirt and the pink hat.
Wait, you're wearing the Superhero Academy jumpsuit.
Got the robe on, the veto. Um, so that happened. There's this one kid who came up to me and said, "I love Big Brother. It's nice to meet you." Didn't know I was going to Northeastern. Maybe did, probably didn't, but like, so it's not like they sought me out. They just saw me and were like, "Huh, that's interesting. He's a very nice guy." Met him and one of his friends. So we were hanging out. And then a lot of the other kind of stuff comes up naturally in terms of like, hey, did you take a gap year? No, no, no. I went straight from school. Oh, how about you? I did take a gap year. What did you do during your gap year? I'm in. You want to know what I did during my gap year? I don't know. Flip the house on Surrey. I don't know. Double eviction wins. I was busy. That's all I'll say. Um, but it is very funny because like eventually when I'm like, oh, I was actually on a TV show, right? Everyone goes, oh, you're the Big Brother kid. And I'm like, first of all, a kid is crazy. Well, yeah, I suppose. I'm the Big Brother guy. And they're like, do the thing, do the thing. I'm like, so I walk into the backyard. They're like, ah! I'm kidding. None of them know it that deep. But I will say, the first person who came up to me was like, oh, Vince, am I right? Like, damn. Vince is so worried about public perception. I got kids in my law school coming up to me being like, oh, Vince, am I right? I'm like, ah, it's poor guy. You are Big Brother. Yeah, like Rachel's Vegas. I am Big Brother. Yeah, so, we do orientation. It's all chill. Every class is 80 people. My schedule is like 8:30 to 3:30 most days, with one longer day and one much shorter day. So yeah, are you an artist or something? Yes, I think that's fair to say. Funny story, when I was in college, my friend posted something on Instagram pretending to be on Survivor, and our high school thought it was real and made a huge announcement about it. That's embarrassing. But that is funny. You're really good at drawing my attention, TBH. Okay, we have to really put a stop to flirting in chat. I am extremely taken. And I appreciate it, but you're coming on a bit strong. But I do appreciate it. The kind words. I just saw America open chat. You're cooked. A ban is on the way. You know how she gets. um, can you guys hear her, by the way? Say hello.
I thought they could.
I'm not sure with the gain this low. Chat, does Catherine really smell bad? Should we do a poll? I I will say, I'm kind of impressed that I never got the he doesn't shower allegations. I feel like my archetype is like impossible to avoid, and I haven't seen Vince get any of it either. Keanu does. Well, Keanu probably stinks. That one doesn't feel up for debate.
He like works out all day and doesn't shower till like nighttime, right?
It sounds right. She literally works so hard on her scent. What? Well, every guy needs their signature scent, but I didn't know that was a thing with women. Keanu puts the same clothes on after showering. That's pretty crazy. Keanu and his swamp ass. So swamp ass implies just that your ass is sweaty, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you have poopy pants. Doesn't wash his hands after the bathroom. Sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. Keanu said I have to go talk to Kelly. No time. They're on a time crunch. When Keanu left Vince's bed, he said he got his swamp ass all over it. That's disgusting. But, anyways, let's, anywho. I had my first day of classes today. 3 of them. And 2 of them were awesome. 1 of them was a little bit rough. I'm going to be honest. Are you watching the episode? No. I don't think so. Okay. Look, so basically, I'm just going to stream when I have time to. Law school is weird. There's just a lot of work. But I'm going to stream like an hour a day, probably. My goal is to stream twice during the week and then once during the weekend. I want to stream every Thursday while Big Brother's happening. It's just easy. It's a live eviction. I'll be watching anyways. 1 more time during the week and then a weekend. Seems reasonable. Are you a lawyer now? No. But also yes. See, wasn't that lawyerly of me? What subjects are you in this semester? It is torts, property, civil procedure, and then they have like some other special class, like a smaller class that is like, all those are classes of 80. Then there's like a class of 20 that's like legal skills or something. Legal skills in a social context. Any more live feed updates with Taryn? I think I'm going to do 2 more. I initially signed up to do 6 for the season, and then it was kind of like, we'll fluctuate from there. But I think with the amount of work I have, 6 feels about right. Were you inspired by Legally Blonde? I did watch an episode, or not an episode, a scene from Legally Blonde today in class. They showed it.
I've been meaning to show it to you. Oh my god.
You've probably been told this already, but get Quimby for 1L classes. Make things a lot easier. Lauren, you think I don't have Quimby yet? All these kids next to me were using Oyez. I got my Quimby pulled up. It was sick. Aw, your updates are my faves. I have polarizing updates, I hear. But I appreciate it. What scene? It was the scene where she gets cold called. And then they ask the other student, should she leave for not being prepared? She's like, yes, absolutely. Hollis and Wurtenberger law firm in the future. What a life. I think Ashley would be a really difficult person to have as a partner in your law firm. I think she'd be really good at her job, but I think she would get her way a lot. Like, she's extremely... Her superpower is like a lack of self-awareness sometimes that allows her to just push endlessly. Today didn't feel right not being a Wurtenberger Wednesday. Guys, I think you'll be okay. But I do appreciate it. Abden and Wurtenberger. I gotta get in better shape if I want to go into business with Joseph. I've never seen such a unique marketing scheme for a law firm. Like, everyone is like, we're the biggest law firm. We have the most resources. You only pay if we win the case. Joseph is like, how about these abs? You know, I don't think that's my appeal. I think him and Xavier can do some crazy shit. I think of all the attorneys who played on Big Brother, maybe me and Michael have the most similar vibe. I don't know exactly what me and Bowie Jane would get up to. But, you know, we'd be a dynamic duo for sure. Bowie and I's first day in court. Matt and Jag walk in. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Cory and Michael, the infamous veto kings. I feel like it's been like retconned into history that Michael was like a really good player, and I like Michael, and I think he's a solid player for sure. Cause I just saw like, okay, let me backtrack. Let me walk it back. Bowie and Suri beef 2.0. Why is there beef? But what I was gonna say is, I see a lot of discussion about the nerd archetype.
Suri said she doesn't like stuff from Australia on Australia versus the world, and everyone was like, she's
That's actually exactly what she meant.
Bowie flashbacks.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, Bowie was one of 2 votes to a victory. Got her. I don't like Australian shit. That is funny. JPR, thanks for the gifty. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Retired attorney who remembers beginning classes in 73. Good luck to you both. 73. Look, I don't want to age you, INT. That's the last thing I want to do. But I am doing it in my head. Good for you. Good to see you in chat. BB Musings, no. Bowie came back on Twitter just to say living rent free. She's so funny. I love the yearly Bowie popping on social media. Are you going to law school or no? Yeah, I am, Berlin. I had classes today. I got classes tomorrow. This week I'm waking up at like 9. Well, not waking up at 9. Classes start at 9:30 this week, so I get a little bit more sleep. But, What kind of law do you want to do? I don't know. Am I supposed to know after 3 days? I hope not. Would you or America say yes to a returnee season? No, I'm above that now. I'm in the legal field. Yeah, I would say yes. I think America would too. So I saw a lot of discussion about Vince, because let's just be honest. This season belongs to Rachel and Vince. Why? That's all people talk about. Rachel, Vince with a side of Keanu, a side of Morgan. Like, Vince is a unique one-of-one character. He's a weird player, and Rachel is Rachel. But people are talking about Vince because he's the person to talk about. And they were comparing him to myself, Quinn, Michael, the other archetypes in the past couple of years. And, I think it's actually a pretty interesting discussion because I think positionally, Vince reminds me a ton of myself. What if Cory wasn't in a showmance? I think is Vince's position in the game. Playstyle-wise, he's Quinn. Which is funny because, they're not similar, they don't speak similarly, but they have the same strengths and weaknesses. They're both pretty good at comps. Socially, they have a lot of tools. They kind of have really good relationships kind of throughout the house. But they just make the wrong call. Basically at every turn, Now, I think the difference between Vince and Quinn is Quinn had to compete against Chelsea. And look, Vince has to go against Rachel, but I don't think they're on the same tier in terms of, making a difficult game to play around. Playing against Chelsea with Chelsea's minions is really tough. With Rachel, Vince just chose not to target Rachel, And I guess you could say Quinn missed his shot at the final 10, but he had a lot of issues at that point. Do I have a Vince impression? No. I'm not an impressions guy, really. Would you and America say yes to the Amazing Race? Of course. I don't know how good we would be, but, just a fun experience. Divorce. You would want to?
I wouldn't.
I don't think you'd have to.
I thought you had to.
I think I would have to. One of us.
Izzy got her license.
Oh, you can get a license. It doesn't take long. Divorce law, trust, it'll always be in high demand. That's dark. America would have to get a driver's license. Well, we're cooked. It's been fun. Taryn is the good impressions guy of the RHAP crew. It is very funny because Taryn has changed a lot in how he podcasts. He was the robot, right? That was his bit. He was the game bot, and then you'd have, Brent, Melissa be more of the, jokes, laughy, hee, ha. And now he's just expanded his range, broadened his horizons. And he does everything now. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and I want you to give me an honest answer. Big Brother 27 is the best season of Big Brother since blank. And we're just talking U.S. We're just talking U.S. Because otherwise, it'll just be BB Can 10. But I see 20, 26, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Since 25. Hell yeah. 20, 26, 26, 24, 20, 20, 20. So it's mostly 20 and a couple 26s. I mean, look, I think 26, you guys, my perspective on 26 is well established. I think if you love Big Brother 26, you're a casual. And that's okay. You know, everyone has their flaws. The fact that one of your flaws is Big Brother fandom related is a good thing. But this season is so fucking good. It's been really great. It's been amazing outcomes. Like, what's the worst outcome we've gotten so far?
Jimmy going home.
Jimmy? Yeah, the Mickey and Morgan going after Jimmy was a dark week. That was the worst one. 26 had a lot of bad outcomes in a row. 26 is great until Janky Week. It's not on the feeds. The feeds were dry as fuck. Look at the length of the updates on BB25 versus 26 versus 27. 26 is an outlier. Nothing was happening. No one was playing. You think Adrian leaving was a bad outcome? Like, I like Adrian, but I don't agree. And 26 had some peaks. The Cedric week was really fun. The Joseph eviction episode was fun. But I think all these eviction episodes were awesome. Like, the past 3 got me, like, out of my seat cheering. I think tomorrow is going to be the first one that's a little bit dry, but it's between 2 people who I want to be evicted. I just can't find people to root for on 27. I think there's a lot of people to root for. I mean, Rachel is one of the most rootable people, I think, in Big Brother history. I think if you don't like Rachel, rooting for Keanu is probably really fun. Ashley I find very rootable. I find Will very rootable. I even like Vince and Lauren. I think they're a fun duo. You dislike the cast? See, I just don't. I like the cast. And here's the thing. I like seasons that have a bit more of an edge. And I don't want a toxic season of really... But, like, this season has an edge to it. There's a little bit of negativity. It makes you care more. I dislike people more, which means I like my people more than that. 26, the problem was, like, I really was rooting for Quinn. But I didn't hate Tucker. He was fine. I was rooting against him. I didn't hate MJ. I didn't hate Chelsea. I liked them. They seemed great. Cam seemed like a nice guy. Rubina, Chemo, and T-Core frustrated the shit out of me. They seem delightful. On this season, it's like Riley, Mickey. You're furious watching them. Vince, I love him one day, hate him the next. Keanu has had the entire range of outcomes. Rachel frustrates me sometimes. Ashley's super annoying sometimes. Morgan's super annoying sometimes. But they also all have these moments that are really fun, and they're playing hard as shit, which is obviously what matters the most. When the judges up start going after each other, it's going to be so fun. I mean, can't that be like next week?
Yeah.
What's up, full of Fago? This season feels like if Izzy had stayed the whole season to 25. I mean, yeah, it definitely has vibes of the first half of BB25, but the difference between this season and that was like Big Brother 25, the chaos was centralized in this power group, right? Like, it was a very top-down system of strategists. Here, it's like there's no queen. There's no massive, like, hierarchy. Everyone's just kind of trying to cook, and a lot are failing. Anonymous, thank you for the 5 gifted. I appreciate you. Or use. She's hanging. Miss Corywurtenberger Wednesdays. Will we be in more updates this season? Yeah. I think I've got 2 more in the tank. Other than that, it's just going to be... I don't want to have half-ass them because of law school, so I think it's probably for the best. Who do I want to win HOH tomorrow? Good question. I think Rachel. No. I think Rachel or Ashley. Because Ashley's going to try to protect Mickey. That could be fun. Morgan would be a really fun HOH. I think Morgan would be good. But I think there's. I think I want to see Rachel be tested. I want to see if she puts up Vince. Because Rachel putting up Vince after Vince didn't put up Rachel would be awesome. And low key, Keanu would be interesting. I wouldn't hate a Keanu HOH. I'd like it more than Kelly, you know? Or Catherine or Lauren. Mayhem perfected. Thanks for the prime. I appreciate it. And thank you, Anonymous, for the 5 gifted. I appreciate you guys always. You know, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to stream these days, but I'm trying to get him in while I can. And it's much easier to stream during Big Brother because there's no prep required, obviously. You just kind of pull up. Hot take, I think putting up Vince would actually be bad for her game right now because Morgan would be pissed. I think you don't put him up initially. There's no reason. Putting up someone initially does not raise the chances of them going home. It just reveals your cards. Wait for the veto, and then if she needs a replacement nom, she might need to put up Vince. Because do you guys want to hear my hot take? This is my hottest take of all time. What do you guys think it would be? I think Rachel needs Keanu in this game. I don't see a path for Rachel without Keanu on her side. Now, look, I understand giving up, but, like, how does Rachel win this game without Keanu? When all of her other allies are like, okay, we're going to bring Rachel long enough until we all cut her. Like, if Rachel wins HOH, corners Keanu, says, Keanu, here's everything you did to me last week to betray me. In order. And I am still protecting you because you are my only path in this game. He probably still rats it out to Vince. But, like, I think you got to try. I said it on the Reality Kingdom yesterday. It's America and Blue. America is so dumb. Why does she keep going to Blue? Who the fuck else is she going to go to? Like, if America's trying to win the game, that had to work. And it didn't. So maybe you could say that's evidence for Rachel should just get rid of Keanu, but again, like, if America just turns on Blue and we get Blue out, America's done. That's her game over. So, like, I think Rachel needs Keanu. So I don't think she should target Keanu. Blue was y'all's downfall. Blue was the reason that I was evicted at the final 8 instead of the final 7. And realistically, that was because she won a veto, not because of anything she did outside of that. So, you know. I disagree with that point. I think Vince is taken out by the judges once Blockbuster ends. You mean just after next week? I mean, yeah. At that point, you just run out of people to target. I think Rachel would nom Keanu but throw a veto if he was in the lead. I mean, that would be a bad idea. I mean, if she can get him to agree to go up, sure. But it's like, why are you antagonizing a comp beast who you want to stay? I don't think she needs a meat shield. She needs a gunslinger. Not to echo some players from my season, but she needs someone to take out her allies. Because Rachel's not going to be able to go on a crazy comp run. I mean, she'll be competing against people she can beat, but she won't be able to win super consistently, reliably, like Jag, right? Or MJ. So I think she needs Keanu there to take out Morgan at some point. To take out Ashley or Will or, you know? No, I get it, Manda, but I think big picture, we all know what that was. What do you think of Kelly saying the DR showed her the Rachel fight? Shouldn't that be against the rules using production for game? That would be using production for game, and also there's no way they did that. Which fight are you even talking about? Sometimes they remind you of a conversation. Like, America would be like, America, why did you tell this person this? And America's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And they're going to be like, oh, well, you told Blue X, Y, and Z. Oh, the Winegate? I'm sure they told her about the fight.
That's what I said.
Because that's something they do. And Kelly's also a pathological liar, so she's instigating. Sam, how do you know the rest of the comps are in BB12 and BB13 trivia? I mean, Rachel would win because no one else has seen the season, but I think I would beat Rachel in that. Kelly told Vince they showed her the fight. I just don't believe it, to be honest. I mean, how would they do that? Like, just knowing how the DR works, it's like they walked in with like an iPad. That's not how that works. It's also like how Jared talked about how they told him to target America. It's like that might have happened. Maybe he read between the lines and thought America was targeting them and whatever. Or Jared was always targeting America and then came out of the DR and wanted to come up with a reason. Like he did all season. From start to finish, where he would come up with Cory. I've heard multiple people say X, Y, and Z when no one's told him that. What show would you be most interested in other than BB? The Genius, for sure. Then I guess Survivor, but definitely Big Brother over Survivor. When that happened to America, did they play the audio? No, they don't. There's no way they're playing the audio. I do not believe it. I could be wrong. I mean, look, it may be a new person in the DR, a different regime. I don't know, but I would heavily doubt that. I know musings. Honestly, Keanu forgetting Lane. I like Lane, but I don't think that's shocking. What do you think is your Survivor challenge to win? I'm kind of bad at puzzles, which is a little bit concerning for my chances of winning a Survivor challenge.
I heard they're opening up a Survivor cafe here in Boston.
What does that mean?
That's what I said. So it's like a Survivor themed like bar, and they're gonna have like challenges and stuff, and I'm assuming it's like island themed.
That's cute. I'm sure there'll be events there. They asked Jared in the DR about you, and it made him want America out, but he always wanted America out, so they might have been, so Jared, what do you think is going on in the house? And he's like, they want me to target America. Like, he's, in the context of the game, he is a pathological liar. He just comes up with shit. So, like, I think it's possible. There's a lot of reasons why the DR would be hinting that America was doing something. Because at that week especially, America was doing a lot, and there was segments in the episodes about it. But I think it's kind of just as likely that Jared just did that. A Survivor 49 contestant's parents are opening it? Interesting. Double eviction tomorrow? No way. That would be announced. How are y'all enjoying your new home? It's beautiful. Super cozy. Not too big, but big enough. Cute. I'll open that link for later. Well, I'm sure it's through Survivor, yeah, through CBS. Double eviction's the 18th? Yeah, it seems that way. Do you think we're getting a triple on September 18th? I mean, look, it seems possible just because we need to get rid of people. But at the same time, like, I could see them just speeding up the endgame pretty dramatically, which I would not hate. They have a lot of extra time slots for, like, unlocked and stuff, and maybe they'll just end up using those. I hate triples this late. Me too. The one thing I like about it, though, I actually don't hate it, because at the end of the day, Big Brother gets dry around the final 7, 6, 5. So if we could just, like, skip a couple of the boring weeks and get to the end of the show, more of the season would have been good. Big Brother's better when you have a lot of players involved. I think the peak of every Big Brother season is, like, final 13 to final 9. And then it slowly turns. Have you guys had a North Shore sandwich yet in Boston?
No.
Is that a thing, or is it just sandwich from North Shore?
I think it's from North Shore.
Okay. Do you prefer BB can triples or BB US? I think BB US triples are better for the game. I think they're healthier. I think BB can triples are like, that one HOH comp has so much importance, and people could just get flung out of the game really bad. But I think it would be exciting to see it in the U.S. once, you know? I think it'd be interesting. No, here's the thing about double evictions. They often ruin dramatic weeks. When Brett was leaving BB20 on a double eviction, that was lame because that would have been fun. Imagine BB25. I win the double eviction, or I win the HOH, and then I have to target Jared for an entire week. That would be pretty fun, I think. And, you know.
I think there would have been a second fight
There could have been. I am a 1L, Murray. But think about how excited you are to watch a double eviction and the highs of watching an HOH. Like, there's pros and cons. Like, I'm not a double eviction hater like some other people. I'm worried a bad twist is coming. We're due for one. We're due for some crazy shit. I mean, they've been doing it at the final 8 past couple seasons. Janky Week was final 8. Comic Week was final 8. And then Split House, I think, was final 10. But still. Thanks, Murray. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not worried about cold calls. I'm good at BSing if I don't know the answer. I hope the bad twist is just the triple eviction. Yeah, I could see the mastermind getting on the screen and saying some bullshit. We got lucky that all the powers were used early. Yeah, I agree. I will say, this season doesn't even compare to last season in terms of equitable comps. This season is way more equitable. Like, these comps are hardly skill-based. Like, they're almost just luck, a lot of them. Which I'm always down for. I think vetoes being luck-based is just a little bit silly. I don't, like, hate it, but I do think it's kind of goofy. I'm hoping Julie could announce the double tonight. She didn't say to tune in to the veto this week, and there was a veto. People assume there's a veto, right? I miss physical comps at this point. I want to balance. Oh, no. You do not miss physical comps. Why? Why would we miss physical? Like, explain that to me. Why? I hate physical comps. I just want, like, I think there should be an element of skill to comps. At least for, vetoes. But some of these, the veto that we're going to watch today was pretty goofy. The Catherine veto was basically a crapshoot. It's kind of weird.
I love their intro.
I wonder how your season would have gone with more equitable comps. People always talk about that. Like, oh, it would have been so much better. It's like, yeah, probably for Suri. Maybe not. It would have been better for me in America as well, but, you know, the first half of the game would have been totally different. It wouldn't have been Cameron Jared HOHs. Jag still would have won everything. Yeah, I mean, Jag's good at equitable and inequitable comps. An America HOH would have been so fun. Depends on when in the season. An early America HOH, you guys would have hated me. A late America HOH would have been very fun.
Oh, no, it would have been bad.
Early?
I'm thinking about the kissing in the HOH room. It would have been so bad. All the, you know what I mean? The complaining about the smacking, the lip smacking.
America as the invisible HOH. That would have been fun. Puts me up. Keep me on my toes. I'll be live for another 10-15 minutes. Again, this is kind of... The weekday streams are just going to be pretty short. I got the episode on right now, so, if, you know. We could do our player rankings. It's been a minute. I actually kind of like my list already, but we'll go into it. If you guys didn't see, America and I were on the Reality Kingdom yesterday. Shout-outs to Pharaoh and Lee. They're some of the best out there. They're so fun. We had a really good time doing that. It was like a 2-hour player ranking week recap vibe. So if you're interested. Are you upset they changed the no napping rule after your season? They didn't change it because I still hear them saying no napping house guests. But they just let them nap. It's weird. Okay. So first up, let's rank. I'm just going to go in order I have them. Rachel, who is obviously a contender. Like, I don't see the path for Rachel. I don't think there is any clear path. But she's been just willing stuff into existence this season. She's willing her targets to go home, willing herself not to go on the block. And because she's the most forceful player in a group of, not passive players, but like, timid players, she just wields a lot of power. I don't think she has any problems in the jury. That was a big topic of discussion earlier. If she makes the final two, she wins, which I thought was kind of always going to be the case, but the only people who are really anti-voting for Rachel is, like, probably Kelly and Mickey. And I don't even know if Mickey's going to stand by that, you know? I think Rachel's played a really good game. I do want to say, like, it reminds me of Chelsea a bit where, oh my god, Chelsea's a mastermind, even though she flips the vote to evict Joseph last second and doesn't even talk to MJ about it and really is lucky she got away with it. I think Rachel, I give a bit more credit for the Riley move because it was her pressuring Vince and Ava in the last second. But that move was beyond sketchy and was, like, way, way, way too close to blowing up. Like, it's hard to compare Rachel to, like, some of the greats because of that. Like, there's a lot of luck involved, which is why the season's been so fun. Do you think if Rachel wins, people will reassess her BB13 game? No, and they shouldn't. That game is what it is. Like, Rachel will be a fascinating player to rank if she, like, let's say she gets third on this season, or she wins, whatever. It'll just be like, what do you do with Rachel? Because she's going to have some of the best placements in history. This is her most impressive showing by far already, even if she gets evicted next week. Think that if Rachel wins, people will reassess. I just don't think so. I don't believe it. Okay. Who do we got next? Oh my god, the heavy hitters. Literally. Vince. I think he's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, I think he's in a better position than a lot of people. His play this week is just bad. Give another factor stream at some point. Tomorrow, in fact. Funny you ask that question. But yeah. So I'll be doing a big factor spiel tomorrow, but check out Factor. ! Factor. Use my code at checkout to support me and get some food. Oh my god, do you see it says Ben's Boxing?
Yeah.
That was the gym in the...
No, it wasn't. We talked about this. It was Pete's. Ben's Boxing, they said on Unlocked and Locked, right? Or they said somewhere.
Yeah.
A preseason tape from production. Ben is the name of a PA.
Okay.
He's the son of another production person, and so they decided to put Ben, you know.
Oh. I did just notice that, yeah. I feel like on the live feeds, the camera's always down, so you don't see up there. But, yeah, the thing with Vince is, like, he played this week disastrously. There's not much to prop him up on. However, he still has a lot of fine outs. Like, Catherine's pissed at him, as she should be. Kelly's pissed at him, as she should be. Keanu's pissed at him, as he should be. But they can't target Vince. Maybe Kelly would, because she's just kind of a loose cannon. Lauren's not going to target him. He still has Morgan. He still has, like, a lot of real allies who can win comps and target the other side. And once the numbers whittle down, he's just, like, pretty good at comps against this field. And he's got some ride or dies. I guess pretty good. No one respects Vince, which really hurts him. Here's the thing about that. Like, this kind of discussion has really annoyed me. And it's not just you, Jerry. Like, who is respected on a gameplay level in this house? Who has respect? Rachel, sure. Morgan, yeah, I'll give you Morgan. Will, we're pushing it now. I don't really think Ashley's respected. Catherine's not, Kelly's not, Keanu's not, Lauren's not. Ava's not. So it's like, yes, Vince against Rachel would have problems like owning his game and gaining the respect of jurors. Vince against Lauren, Vince wins. Like, it's not close. Vince against Ashley, that's a real conversation. Vince against Ava, Vince wins. They have to vote for someone, and there's only two options. I think they respect Will, the person, not the player. I think so too, but I think it's a little bit hard to say. Bottom tier winner other than Rachel, no matter who else? I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I think there's a lot of players this season who've had a big impact on the season, whereas, like, okay, here's what I'll say. If Vince or Morgan win this season, I would rank them higher than, like, Jordan, Evil Dick, Rachel and BB13. Probably Josh. Like, any of these players who are, like, actively trying every day, if they make it to the end and win, I think they're, like, mid-tier. Mid-low tier. Like, I don't think Vince is a bottom 5 winner. I don't think Morgan's a bottom 5 winner. Rachel here wouldn't be a bottom 5 winner.
No, they all have like storylines.
Yeah. I think, like, you play with the cast around you, and when the cast sucks, you suck too. Like, it is kind of contagious. Keanu would be probably the worst winner of all time. I think I will put everyone above Evil Dick ever, but I'd probably put Keanu as the second worst winner ever. But yeah, no, Keanu would be the worst winner. You know, I think he's like the worst realistic winner on the board. I think he could win the game. It's really unlikely, but what if he competes every week? We've seen that before. I mean, he's like what, Jag but worse? And where do people rank Jag? Like, Jag is either last for people or like bottom 3, bottom 4. I have Jag a little higher, but
I have that video. I was going through videos of OMAC, and I have that video of Jag like late at night being like, "Buddy, I'm top 26 winner of Big Brother."
and he's right.
At least he's like at least top 25.
Jag worked himself into Eddie conversations. Keanu still has no idea what's going on in the house. He never will. That's not how Keanu plays. He'll be at the final 4 and he'll be lost. I think if Keanu wins, he'd be significantly worse than Josh. Not even close. If Keanu goes on a Jackson Mickey run to the end, I swear I'd quit the show. I'd be down if he does one great social strategic thing at the final 5 or 6. Like Jackson did, you know? Because that'd be funny. Because I will say, I think the Reality Kingdom, I think it was Farrah who made this point, where it's like, Keanu is the reason why he's in a bad position, but he's also the reason he's not evicted. He's so fucking active, and he has so many conversations, and sometimes it's just as, like, it's as simple as keeping yourself in the mix. And Keanu is always in the mix. He's talking to people. People have a relationship with him, you know? And he has gotten lucky with HOH outcomes. I'll tell you that much. Rachel and Vince are some of the only people who wouldn't put him up. But now I think there's more people who wouldn't put him up. My favorite tier list I've made. All right, we'll do this and then get offline. Okay. Let me. I have the tier list pulled up, but let's finish off my tier list. Morgan is the front runner. I think Morgan is. We shouldn't overrate Morgan. Morgan's a mess. She's been a mess since day one. However, she works her ass off, and she's the best connected person in the house. That's not close. Comp-wise, she has to show me something. If she's competent at, like, vetoes, she could win the season. If she's not, it'll be a little bit tougher. But she's just really connected. I mean, she's the one who's playing the middle. She's got everyone. There's a couple people who she has to worry about. I think Keanu is a huge problem for Morgan. I like Morgan targeting Lauren. I think that's very smart to isolate Vince even more. But she's extremely capable of tanking her own position very quickly. I would not put it past Morgan whatsoever. So, she's the front runner, but it's not Paul, BB19. It's not Suri. It's, you know, she's just in the best position currently. Mickey is yikes. I just think Mickey's drawing pretty dead. Everyone else has been a house pariah and then escaped that label. Mickey hasn't. She's just, people just don't like her.
That was a good DR that she just did. She said, Vinny, if I win the veto, bring myself down, I might put you up next to your bestie, Morgan, next week.
Which is so stupid. Mickey wants to target the one person who's protecting her.
She's just so spiteful, you know? Like.
Yeah, she's just negative. That's it. And it grates on you. It wears on you. But yeah, Mickey, I think, is the person with the second least likely chances to win the game on the cast. Mickey had so much potential. Talk about your own worst enemy. I don't think so. I don't think she ever had potential. So why do people think she had potential? Because at the end of the day, this is just her personality. If she plays 1,000 times, this will be her every single time. Does she have potential or does she have some skills? She has some absolutely disqualifying qualities that make it so she can never win a season, and she's kind of good sometimes. But okay, so Sydney, I guess the disagreement is like, that's not potential. We just didn't see the terrible stuff yet. Like, a player who you could say had potential, and I know this is going to be silly, is like Zay. We didn't really see what Zay could have been. I don't think he really had the potential to be a very good player, but maybe. We've seen enough of Mickey to know the real Mickey. In the same way we saw enough of Mimi, we saw enough of T-Core and Chemo. Like, we have enough data on these people to know how good of a player she is. And Mickey, this might be a bold statement, does not have potential to be a good Big Brother player. She doesn't have it in her. Because personality is personality, and you can't change that. Could she win a season? Maybe. Big Brother is a crazy game. But there's no potential hidden good player in there. Mickey could have maintained a fine spot if she stayed out of power, but this is who she is. Like, she's going to get herself in a bad position because of who she is. And it's all in the context of the game. Outside the game, people might be fine. It's just, you can definitely change your personality. I mean, I kind of disagree. I mean, of course, you can grow and mature, but she's 35. I think she's pretty sure of herself. She's a very stubborn person. You know, I think it seems unlikely. She gives returning player, not a great player, but RTV spot secured. I disagree. You guys think Mickey gets a call for anything after this? Like, she's a big presence, but I don't think Mickey is on anyone's short list to come back, even like productions. Like, they were tanking her in the edit. Keanu for sure is going to be on stuff. So that's my like perspective on Mickey. Like, she doesn't have potential. I just think people overuse that term. You could even make the case like, does Cory have potential? Like, maybe me being younger would give you more faith, but you saw me for 79 days. Like, I could win a season, sure, but like, I kind of am what I am. And do you think Mickey's the type to learn from her mistakes? Like, probably not, right? Lauren, I think, is also okay, but worse than Vince. Look, I'm higher on Lauren than most people just because she's a nice person, and that goes a long way. People just don't want to vote her out. They're not very excited to vote her out. They will. They'll nominate her. But I think she's more likely to be a pawn, even if she's more threatening than maybe the person she's sitting next to. I think whoever survives, Catherine or Kelly, will still go before Lauren. I think Mickey might go before Lauren. I think Vince might go before Lauren, depending on what stage of the game we're in. But in general, Lauren is not a very forceful player, and she needs to branch out, and she's not branching out. Catherine's done a lot more branching out. Granted, she's, on the block, so she has to. There's not much to prop up Lauren, but she does have a path. All of her allies are good at comps. I think the problem is that Morgan's targeting her, which is pretty devastating. Like, she needs an HOH, and she needs to get rid of Morgan. She won't do that. She'll target Rachel, I'm sure. But Morgan targeting her is a huge problem. Kelly doesn't warrant discussion. Keanu, I think, is better chances than Lauren and worse chance than Vince. He's got a couple very important relationships. The fact that Rachel won't quit on him is huge. The fact that he's got Vince. Vince won't target him is huge. There's a lot of people who will target him, but he is distinctly the best competitor in the house at this stage. There's no one on his tier. So if we go in any way towards more inequitable comps, just slightly physical comps, he's a shoo-in. He's probably the best person in puzzles as well. So Keanu could really go on a run. I think it's more likely to be like a Michael Bruner run than like a Jag run, just because comps have been more equitable this season. But Keanu's got a shot. He really does. And I think there's some people who win HOH and don't target him. Basically, Vince's side. Even though Vince isn't even on his side. And Rachel. which is like half the house, you know? It's not that bad. Hiring an Etsy witch to get Kelly evicted this week. It feels like a waste of the Etsy witch's time. I think the natural course of events should do that. There's been whispers, murmurs of a Catherine target, though, so maybe. Cat Dunn hired an Etsy witch to get out Cat this week. Mickey must have heard. Okay, Catherine. I'm going to say danger instead of yikes. She could get evicted. She's actually kind of likely to get evicted. She definitely goes against Ava, and she might go against Kelly. Seems unlikely. But I do think if she survives this week, she's got more of a shot than both the people below her. She seems like she'd be a fine competitor. Physically, she's a good competitor. And she's a pretty normal person in comparison to Kelly and Mickey. Which, again, goes a long way in terms of maybe one day getting jury votes, maybe being able to get back in with people. I liked how she's campaigned today. Her and Lauren are a legitimate bond. She still has some sort of relationship with Ava. It's not great for Catherine, but, you know, Keanu was so mad that she was put on the block, which certainly implies Keanu wouldn't target her. I think she has more of a shot to make it deep than anyone below her, but she can go home tomorrow, so who can say? I don't think Ashley's in the best spot, but she's doing pretty well. All right. Will. Look, like, I think Will deserves to be in this tier. People want him in this tier. I don't know. I mean, he's I think the worst contender on the board. I just have this perspective on Will, and I think I'm just going to have this perspective until he wins the game. I think he's going to get second, third, or fourth. Because here's the thing, right? I'm going to start a poll. Let's see what you guys think. Is Will a GOAT in the final two? Will likely beat everyone in a final two. What do you guys think? Now, here's the thing. Both answers ruin Will's game. Because he's one of these two things. If he's a GOAT in the final two, there you go. He's a GOAT in the final two, he loses. If people respect his game enough, no one's going to drag him to the end. Because he's not going to win his way there. We know what the final 3 HOH is. He's not going to play in part 3. Unless they change part 2 dramatically. So it's like, I just don't see Will's path. I see Will's path at 3. It's a very clear path. The clearest path of anyone. But I just think he's either not going to be respected or he will be respected and thus getting third place. To me, he just feels like that person. The Bowie Jane. The Cam, you know? Just the guy who, oh my god, no one's targeting Will. Will's positioning is so great, but could he ever win the game? I don't think so. But it's a weird season. There are a ton of people he can beat in the jury in a way that Cam and Bowie couldn't. It's just, I think, if someone's dumb enough to take him and lose, you know, that's his only path. If Ava gets there and takes Will, that feels... That's like last season when people were talking about, like, what if Leah gets to the end with Angela? Or what if Bowie Jane takes Felicia? It's like, the one I heard was like, Angela, could she beat Kenny in the final two? It's like, once you start having to think of those scenarios, I think you're a little bit cooked. I like Will, though. He's funny. I'd love to see a Will win. That'd be very fun. Ava... she's better than Catherine, positionally, but worse than everyone else. I'm over it. I'm over Ava Pearl. Seems like a nice person, but there's not much to say about her game. She doesn't have much. She's had, like, 2 flashes all season of having game, and then a gajillion flashes of no game. So it's like, alright. She also is bad at comps, which is really important as time goes on. She's not that bad. She's okay. And if she's good at quizzes, if she won the last quiz, so if she's good at those, that could be valuable. But I just think in general, like, Ava's over it, and I'm over Ava. I don't think she could win. I think she's the least respected person on her side of the house, gameplay-wise, and I think that's for a reason. Ava's made it that way. She's basically said as much. I don't want a game. I'm too tired. So. Ava Pearl coordinated the Adrian eviction. Coordinated is a massive word. But yes, I think that's kind of the point. She was able to get Zach and Vince to vote out Adrian, which was a massive move, and still people perceive her as terrible at the game and doing nothing. Because that's how she conducts herself. Not to mention, that was one of two things she did all game. Because she did win an HOH, and she got out the biggest threat in the house. That should be a huge thing on her resume. But that was terrible from her. Like, she was bad that week, and everyone knows she was bad that week, and no one respects her that week. So it's like she could build a decent resume, but she really just doesn't do anything with it, right? So that's Ava. I like Ava. I don't want to be too hard on her, but she's not the most interesting player at this point for me. Ashley, I would put Ashley in the okay tier. I think people are a lot higher on Ashley than me. Ashley is very connected within the judges, which is good. But I do think if someone outside of the judges has a target, it very well could be Ashley. I think Ashley could win a jury vote these days, but I think she could lose a jury vote to a lot of people. I think she loses to Morgan. I think she loses to Rachel. I think her and Will is close, but I think she probably loses to Will. She beats Mickey. She loses to... I think she has a lot of losing final two outcomes. And I think she's a very likely target in the next couple weeks. But I like her reads. I think they've gotten better. The game is simplified to the point where she just is targeting her enemies and keeping her allies, which is like, okay, that's A+ gameplay on BB27. I think she'll give a good final two speech. I don't think it'll matter. When you have one perception of someone or one perspective on somebody for the entire season, they can't change your mind in 2 minutes. You're going to think they're full of shit. No one has ever gone to the final two chairs and then, made everyone be like, oh, they were hiding their intelligence the whole time. That's not how that works. In the olden days, I think that could be more of a factor with the old final two questioning format. But I do think Ashley is a very fun player on the season. I think she's got a shot. Looking at where she was day one to now, it's pretty crazy. So I think Ashley's okay. I do have her behind Vince, just because I think Vince has an easier chance winning a final two. I think Vince is significantly better at competitions. Maybe not significantly, but I think he's a tier above her in that regard. And Vince has more options. I think Vince is more likely to be evicted first, but he's also more likely to win. And I just prioritize the win. She's going to start showing her intelligence in jury, she said. Okay. Anyone who believes Ashley's been putting on an act for the entire game is kind of delusional. And I know she said that, and I know Ashley's a very smart person. She's a lawyer, Georgetown Law. It's a much better law school than Northeastern. She's an incredibly intelligent person. However, this is also who she is. Her personality is a little bit ditzy, not really self-aware. She's not going to flip a switch and gain respect. That's not how that works. Maybe she'll start acting more assertively and playing more actively in terms of, pushing her agenda, but she's kind of already been doing that, And, I don't think she has more respect now than she did before, for sure. So, if she could just continue in that trend slowly, there's a chance. And I think Ashley has the potential to work with, a Lauren and a Catherine. They're all in the same age range. Catherine and Ashley were having a good talk today. I think she's someone who needs to look a little bit outside the judges. She needs to keep Mickey on the table. Is Kelly a bottom 15 player ever? No. You forget how many terrible players there are. Just because she could win comps, kind of. But she's bad. And there's a lot of ejections. All right. Next up we have no one else. That's the entire cast. All right. There we go. Let's do this tier list and then get out of here. First in tier list. F, you're in Big Brother 1. Invalid, not a real player. Okay. Nicole. Come on. GOAT. Nicole's great. So funny. She would be hated if Big Brother was nowadays. I'm sure she was hated during Big Brother 2, but with social media, oh my god. She would have been, it would have been rough for her. Especially with Will in there, oh my god. Okay. Is this Amy? I don't know what their cast photos look like. It is Amy? Okay. Amy, I like Amy. I think she's actually a pretty fun character on BB3. But game-wise, obviously, like, people's biggest mistake was not dragging her to the end. She was evicted a few times. Like, this is mostly a list, by the way, of, like, how awesome they are in Big Brother, in the Big Brother community. Not, like, are they my favorite, you know? Scott, well, that's an S tier. All right. Y'all pretending like this is a Big Brother player. Who the fuck is this? Is this one of the... Is this one of the twin... Who's this? Is one of the twins? Is Adria or Natalie? They were terrible. Weren't they weirdly religious too? Wasn't that a thing? Yeah. Again, season 5 is a bit of a blind spot for me. 5, 8, and 9. But yeah, she's terrible. Was she as bad as these people? Well, she was fine, but she was BB1. She evicted someone for being gay? Damn. I've heard enough. April? Damn, April really could have won BB6. Like, she was close to winning BB6. It was her. It was going to be her or Maggie. Whoever didn't go at the Final Four was winning that season. So, you know, shout outs to April. I mean, she was playing a game. Responsible for one of the best Big Brother clips of all time. This fan base is fucking crazy. So, April, you know, in a different world is a Big Brother winner, and probably a pretty high tier one at that. I think she's probably right around where Maggie's at. Maybe a little lower. Janelle for BB7. Come on. I think Janelle in BB7 is one of my favorite characters ever. She plays a pretty horrible game, but it's a really fun game. Like, she's the Terminator on that season. No one can stop her. Everyone's against her. And she's just kind of Chilltown's puppet. But then she, like, her arc ending with evicting Will is just so fun. Pink HOH room's iconic. Like, this is one of the better performances on a Big Brother season in terms of entertainment. Joe. I met him in person. Nice guy. Don't really remember much about him in the season. Gonorrhea. Am I right? Okay. You guys are going to hate me, because this is definitely a substantially important Big Brother 9 person who I pretend to know about. Natalie, underrated Big Brother house guest. Natalie, you gotta respect Natalie. I'm a big Natalie guy myself. She's here. Shout outs to Natalie. April, wow, both Aprils. I mean, you gotta put her here, right? Just for continuity, for consistency, you know. But I did like her on BB10. I thought she was fun. And BB10, I love everyone, so. Now, BB11, I'm supposed to know this person. Natalie squirted her breast milk on people in BB9. That's funny. Ollie thought she was fun, too. Oh, they had a great time. I'm supposed to know who this is. I'm the super fan. The chat doesn't even know. Lauren? No, she's on BB27, Katie. I understand the confusion, though. They're both brunette. The fact that no one in chat can come up with her name, F tier. Laura. All right, we got there, so she gets a D tier. Rachel Riley. Come on. I think I'd order it like this. Rachel on BB12. I think Janelle on BB7 is more fun, but yeah. Shelly. You know, again, this list is agnostic of people's political opinions, in which case Shelly's A tier. Her turning on Jeff. One of the better moments of BB history. So fun. Girl who campaigned for the races to stay week 1, then went home week 2. It happens. Was that Braden? All right, Ashley is perfectly likable. I like Ashley. Not much more to say on that. That's Ashley. Is that Gina Marie? I gave her a D tier for wearing my costume. Her and I shared a baby costume. I don't know if I actually had the same exact costume as her. I hope not. I hope it was like a new version of the same costume. But that'll give her a C for me. Joey's got to be A tier. Joey's the epitome of like what the first in curse is. Oh god, the fucking screen's freezing. Like Joey is proof that the first in curse exists. Just the epitome of it. All right. Davon on this is Davon on what season? 17? Yeah, it's Davon. Come on. Is that her head's cut off? I assume this is Big Meech. Big Meech is so fun. Underrated Big Brother character, Big Meech. She'd be fun to be brought back. She's a very negative person as well, at least on her season. But I was kind of a sucker for Big Meech. I thought she was funny. Scott. I feel bad for Scott. Like, a lot of times they cast the nerd of the season, and then there's like another thing about the nerd. Like Vince is the unemployed nerd. I'm the survivor, the young nerd, right? They talked about how young I was the whole time. Scott was like the virgin nerd. They just kept talking about how he was a virgin, which is kind of rough. Like, it's fine to be a virgin, obviously. Like, Zach's a virgin, but, you know, Zach, BB27, to be clear. Someone clipped that. That's funny. So I liked Scott. He was fine. I liked OTT as well. Alex, one of my least favorite house guests of all time. I'm on the record. She might be my least favorite outside of the batshit crazy people. Bailey, I think is B tier. I like Bailey. We were going to have her on the podcast, but she's out of the country because her husband's fleeing from the authorities probably, so it's going to be a little bit tough to organize that. But, you know, I like Bailey. Seems like a nice person. I think every season she plays in, she's going to play a very large role because she gets out there. She gets involved in the strategy. The first in virgin curse. Yeah. So, you know, I like Bailey. Pretty fun in the challenge, too. Tommy Baracco. Maybe controversial. I love Tommy. He's gaming hard. Why do you dislike Alex so much? I haven't heard tone indicators in a while or seen him. Alex was just super mean. Super mean, super righteous. On BB19, which was a pretty toxic, mean season, she might have been the most mean. So, that's my anti-Alex perspective. Like, I watched the feeds for 19 much more than I did for most seasons. 19, 20, 21, and 22 were kind of like the seasons I was most locked in for. And Alex was pretty miserable to watch. Like, genuinely, like, really rough. Christmas. All right. Big D. I think Big D, like, you can't ironically put him in S. A is funny, though. Big D is just, again, like, a perfect person to get the first in curse. Because if he didn't get the first in curse, he probably wins that season. I love Big D. Just a hilarious character in Big Brother history. Kyle. I mean, like, I'd probably put him here. Let's be real. It's not like he's worse than Gina Marie. Like, if I'm putting Gina Marie up here, Kyle's better than her. Big D was a comp piece. If he wasn't the first in, definitely could have been. America Lopez, first in. I think America would be annoyed if I put her above Janelle and Rachel, but, you know, All right, there you go. I'm sharing a bed with one person on this list. Guess who? Tucker. I like Tucker because he acknowledged the first in curse. He talked about it all the time, and he really cared about, like, beating it. He was, like, the first meta first in curse person. And then Zach, I put in B tier because I legitimately think the first in curse smited him. Because why the fuck else did he not use his power? It has to be divine intervention causing that. It has to be. Zach should be running the game right now. Like, if he uses his power, he's probably still in the house doing quite well. Maybe he goes on Rachel's HOH, potentially, but it seems unlikely. That's the list. First in curse. Fun group of house guests, to be honest. No, I think America did know the first in curse, but, like, Julie tells you to go. It's like, I'm not going to be the one to wait. So annoying. Anyways, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll stream the episode tomorrow. That should be fun. What else do I got going on? I don't know. Patreon, I made a post in it. We have 3 content pieces that we're putting out every week, the podcast and 2 rewatches. We're going to do that. It's just the timing of it all. We're trying to figure out, like, what our schedule is going to be, just because I don't know what my schedule is going to be yet. So just bear with us, but you guys will get everything. America and I are also working about a separate thing that just her and I are going to do, and then she's cooking something on her own, so that'll be very fun. And that's, like, scheduled. That'll happen, so. Anywho, I'm going to go do a reading for law school, because I have to. But yeah, that's it.